name is Apaldine Pastor from Bachelor of Elementary Education, a second-year student of Cagayan State University. Now I'm one of the reporter for today. So, the Philippines, being an archipelago, offers a countless of destinations to see, adventures to experience, and activities to do. The country is blessed with a rich environment, lush forests, tropical islands, white sand beach, lakes, rivers, mountains, and most important is a friendly, artistic, and hardworking people who are always happy to welcome visitors. Class, welcome to the Philippines, the land of smiling beauty. Today, we will learn the physical characteristics of the Philippines, geography, and resources. Class, when you think of geography, what's come to your mind? Is it memorizing maps and capital? No, that's not all geography is. It's actually much more. Geography is all about the connection of humans with spaces and places, physical properties of the country such as mountain range and bodies of water. Geography seeks to understand how physical landscape shape the human history. So this lesson will examine the geographical features and resources in the Philippines. The Philippines, found in the western Pacific Ocean, it has an 4 degrees 23 minutes to 21 degrees 25 minutes latitude and 116 degrees to 127 degrees longitude. It is situated in the southern portion of Asia. Taiwan bounds the country on the north, and on the west South China Sea and Vietnam, on the east by the Pacific Ocean, on the south by the Celebes Sea and Indonesia, and on the southwest by Malaysia and Singapore. Because of its central location in the Far East, the Philippines has been dubbed as the crossroad of the Pacific. Our country is an archipelago of more than 7,107 islands, covering nearly 300,000 square kilometers. It is located between the South China Sea in the west and the Philippine Sea in the east. And as I've researched, the Philippine today's official court official count currently sits at 7,641 island. Isa sa mga island in our country is Coron, Palawan, Cebu, Boracay, Siargao, Bohol, Hundreds Islands Natural Park, Pangasinan, and many more. Manila is the capital and the largest city of the country. The city is the center of the country's economic, political, social, and cultural activity. It is located on the island of Luzon and spreads along the eastern shore of Manila Bay at the mouth of the Pasig River. Did you know, guys, that Manila is the richest city in the country? Now, on the move to strip Manila of its status as the country's capital city. Country's islands are divided into three main groups, the Luzon, Visayas, and the Mindanao. Luzon, the biggest of the three major geographical groups, has an area of 141,395 square kilometers. Luzon sits at the northern end of the Philippines, and it is the country's largest and most populous island. It is known for its mountains, beaches, and coral reefs, and is home to Manila, the national capital city of the Philippines. The Visayas has an area of 56,606 square kilometers. It is a cluster of islands in the middle of archipelago. The Mindanao with an area of 101,999 square kilometers. Being the second largest island group next to Luzon, Mindanao has been dubbed the country's land of promise for its untapped, promising natural resources. It has become globally known for being a home to the surf capital of the country, a famous highly urbanized city and jaw-dropping beaches. The northernmost point of the country is Iami Island, or the Mavulis Island is the northernmost of the Batanes Island. The island is uninhabited, but it is guarded by the military. It is also frequently visited by local fishermen for fishing adventures. This island has a newly constructed military and fisherman shelter, a water desalination plant, a helipad lighthouse, and a flagpole on the top of the hill in the island. The island also hosts the northernmost flagpole in the country. The Saluwag Island is located in the province of Tawi-Tawi, only 34 miles east of Borneo, in the autonomous region in Muslim Mindanao, Philippines. The island belongs administratively to the municipality of Sibutu and in the southernmost island in the Philippines. The Philippines is in the middle of two opposing tectonic plates, making it prone to seismic activity between tectonic plates is a zone known as fault. We all know that the Philippines lies along the Pacific Ring of Fire, which causes the country to have frequent seismic and volcanic activity. Many earthquakes or smaller magnitude occur very regularly due to the meeting of major tectonic plates in the region. The Philippine Fault stretches from Luzon to the tip of Mindanao. The 1,200-kilometer long Philippine Fault Zone is a major tectonic feature that transects the whole Philippine archipelago from northwestern Luzon to southeast-western Mindanao. The Marikina Valley Fault System, which is located 5 kilometers east of Metro Manila, branch from the Philippine Fault. The west segment of Marikina Fault was resolved to be almost fully locked, meaning it is currently accumulating and loading elastic strain at the rate of 10 to 12 months or years, 12 to 10 months year. The fault poses a threat of a large-scale earthquake with an estimated magnitude between 6 to 7 and as high as 7.62 Metro Manila and surrounding provinces, with death toll predicted to be as high as 35,000 and some 120,000 or higher injured, and more than 3 million needed to be evacuated. The Philippines also has the longest irregular coastline in the world, 36,290 kilometers in length. The fact that the Philippines is an archipelago, touted as having the longest coastline in the world, and with a tectonic setting considered as one among the most active in the world. Our country is therefore susceptible to ceaseless coastal process. And as I said a while ago, the Philippines has the longest discontinuous coastline in the world. It has 61 natural harbors with 20 landlocked straits. The Manila Bay, the finest natural harbor in the Far East, is an asset which has given metropolitan Manila a locational advantage for rapid industrial development. Palawan, which forms the country's western boundary, has a total of 1,768 islands. Palawan is an archipelago province of the Philippines that is located in the region of Mimaropa. It is the largest province in the country in terms of total area of 14,649.73 km. The Palawan is also known as the Philippines' best island. It has marvelous subterranean caves, unexplored dive sites, unpolluted beaches, and dense tropical jungle. It is also a sanctuary to a variety of fauna and flora. The island province of Palawan has been declared as a native sanctuary of the world, and for good reason. It is wrapped in a mantle of rainforests, outstanding dive sites, majestic mountains, primeval caves, and pristine beaches, and it is surrounded by a coral shelf that abounds with varied and colorful marine life. Palawan also has many species of plants and animals that are endemic and found nowhere else on Earth but here in Palawan. The country has 16 regions, which include the Ilocos region, Cagayan region, Central Luzon, Southern Tagalog, Calabarzon, and Mimaropa, Bicol region, Western Visayas, Central Visayas, Eastern Visayas, Western Mindanao or Zamboanga Peninsula, Northern Mindanao, Southern Mindanao or Davao region, Central Mindanao or Soxcargen, Caraga Administrative Region, CAR, and Metropolitan Manila. Pero as of today, the Philippines is subdivided into 17 regions, 8 in Luzon, 3 in the Visayas, and 6 in the Mindanao. These regions are not local government units, but their existence is primarily for administrative purposes. Thus, in each region, a city is designated as the center where each of the national government agencies have a regional office. Here is a list of regions in the Philippines. The Region 1 is the Ilocos region, Region 2 Cagayan Valley, Region 3 Central Luzon, Region 4A Calabarzon, Region 4B Mimaropa region, Region 5 Bicol region, Region 6 Western Visayas, Region 7 Central Visayas, Region 8 Eastern Visayas, Region 9 Zamboanga Peninsula, Region 10 Northern Mindanao, Region 11 Davao region, Region 12 Soxcargen, Region 13, Caraga, NCR, the National Capital Region, and the CAR, Cordillera Administrative Region, and the last is BARMM, the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao. These regions are comprises of provinces, which are subdivided into districts. The district consists of municipalities with a number of barangays. It has 81 provinces, 145 cities, 1,489 municipalities, and 42,029 barangays. The Philippines is represented by a variety of ecosystems, forests, ponds, grassland, valleys, plains, rivers, and seas. The Philippines is one of 18 mega-biodiverse countries of the world, containing two-thirds of Earth's biodiversity and between 70% and 80% of the world's plant and animal species. The Philippines is also one of the world's biodiversity hotspot with at least 700 threatened species, thus making it one of the top global conservation areas. Viewing biodiversity at the ecosystem level is a holistic way of appreciating and analyzing the natural richness of our country, taking in consideration the dynamic ecological function and interaction of both the living and the non-living parts of the biosphere within a given location, as well as the impact of natural phenomena and human-caused environmental changes upon them. Forests on mountain slope, characterized by a diversity of natural vegetation, provide materials for food, medicine, and building shelter and natural habitats for wildlife. Mountains are particularly important for our country, especially our biodiversity. Water, clean air, research, cultural diversity, leisure, landscape, and spiritual values. But what is less well known is that the Philippines is a mountainous country too. Indeed, our country is a home to hundreds, maybe thousands of mountains, from solitary peaks lording over entire landscape to ridges and pinnacles massed together in long and lofty ranges. Some mountains have been regarded as sites for spiritual regeneration. Some of our indigenous people is believing in some sacred grounds such as places regarded as holy within the religions. These places usually serve as a grounds for communication with the spirit world, especially to the deities and ancestral spirit. In the Tagalog region, some people find Mount Makiling and Banahaw as mystic mountains for reflection and recreation. According to the legend, Mount Makiling in Laguna is the abode of a goddess named Maria Makiling who protects the forest that covers the mountain. While sa Mount Banahaw along the Quezon border is also considered a powerful energy source for pilgrims, spiritualists, and cults having a blend of both indigenous and Catholic beliefs and rituals. There are also three major mountain ranges are situated in northern Luzon: the Sierra Madre, Cordillera Range, and Caraballo Range. The Sierra Madre. The northern Sierra Madre is considered one of the most important of the protected areas of the Philippines. It is the largest and longest range in the country, faces the Pacific Ocean on the eastern coast of Luzon. It begins near Apari and proceeds further Isabela, Cagayan, and Aurora provinces. The southern part of Sierra Madre includes Aurora, Bulacan, Rizal, and Laguna provinces. It is considered one of the most protected areas system in the Philippines because it is the country's richest in terms of genetic, species, and habitat diversity. It is a mountain range that called backbone of Luzon. Sierra Madre stretches across roughly 1.4 million hectares of land, spanning 10 provinces. It is about 500 kilometers in length and it also encompasses no less than 68 protected areas in the Philippines, including marine reserve and natural parks. The Cordillera Range is the mountains in the western part of northern Luzon are parallel to Sierra Madre Range. The Cordillera extends from Ilocos North down to Benguet and La Union area. The Cordillera Central or Cordillera Range is a massive mountain range 320 km long north to south and 118 km east to west. The Cordillera Mountain range is situated in the north-central part of the island on Luzon. In the Cordillera Range, Mount Pulag is the second highest peak in the country. Cordillera region has two prime commodities of metallic mineral reserve, gold and copper mines. In Cordillera Range, matatagpuan yung Banawe Rice Terraces o hagdan-hagdang palayan ng Banawe. It is the terraces that were carried into the mountains of Banawe, Ifugao by the ancestor of the Igorot people. The terraces are occasionally called the Eight Wonder of the world. It is commonly thought that the terraces were built with minimal equipment, largely by hand. The terraces are located approximately 1,500 meters or 4,900 feet above the sea level. These are fed by an ancient irrigation system from the rainforest above the terraces. It is said also that if the step were put end to end, it would encircle half of the globe. Nariyan din ang Baguio. The city of Baguio, amidst the mountain region of Cordillera, is one of the most popular vacation destinations in the country. The name Baguio conjures for both the international and domestic traveler. A highland retreat in the Grand Cordillera in northern Luzon with pine trees, crisp cold breeze, and low verdant knolls and hillocks. Through the numerous decades, Baguio has morphed from what once a grassy marshland into one of the clearest and greenest. It is also most highly urbanized cities in the country. It has made it mark as a premier tourist destination in the northern part of the Philippines with its cool climate, foggy hills, panoramic views, and lovely flowers. Due to its cool mountain weather, Baguio is considered the summer capital of the Philippines. The Caraballo Range is a central plain in Luzon. The Caraballo Mountains is a mountain range in the central part of Luzon Island in the Philippines, situated between the Cordillera Central and Sierra Madre mountain ranges. The mountains are served as a location of the headwaters of the Cagayan River, the longest in the country. On the southwestern coast in Luzon is the Zambales mountain range. It extends from the shores of western Pangasinan to parts of Bulacan and Bataan. Zambales Mountain, a volcanic range in the southwestern part of northern Luzon in the Philippines. The Zambales Mountains are rich in minerals and their slopes are densely forested.